Lethbridge, Alberta is in one of the craziest markets that I have literally ever seen. Inventory is down and prices are up, and literally affordable homes are getting competing offers every single day. But don't worry, because in this video, I'm gonna go over 5 tips for first-time homebuyers entering the Lethbridge market that will help you compete and buy a home in this crazy atmosphere we have ourselves in. And I guarantee you, you have never heard any of these tips before, so let's get into it. So tip number 1 is to not make excuses and don't wait for the market. Because let me tell you, the market is not gonna wait for you. And I almost hate saying this to clients because right off the bat, it could sound like I'm being a pushy sales guy and telling you to buy now before it's too late or before they're almost gone.
Please, you gotta help old Gil. What's it gonna take to keep you on the phone?
However, let me explain what I mean. So for the past 2 years, since this market here in Lethbridge has started to pick up, I've had numerous clients say, nope, I'm not buying in this market, I'm gonna wait. Their interest rates are too high, the inventory is too low, and the list goes on, and they just come up with a bunch of excuses. Then I've also had other clients who basically said, you know what, I don't care what interest rates are, I don't care what the market's like, but screw it. I'm buying a house right now. And let me tell you right now that those people that bought now rather than waiting are way further ahead. And the reason is because of simple appreciation. Let's say back in 2022, you had a budget of $420,000. which is a pretty good budget for Lethbridge. You could have bought a fully developed 2-story home that was about 2 to 5 years old, that's almost brand new, and your down payment would have been around $20,000. Now, if you waited until now and you didn't buy 2 years ago, first off, the competition is much stiffer than it was back then, but you would also likely have to pay around $450,000 for that same house today. Meaning that by the time you would have waited, it would have cost you nearly $30,000 in equity. And even worse than that, if your pre-approval back in 2022 was $420,000, and today it's still at that same $420,000, you would have actually somewhat have to downgrade this type of home that you were expecting because $420,000 just doesn't go as far as it used to. So learning those lessons from the past, imagine what you could be missing out on 2 years down the road if you wanted to wait. Now, tip number 2 is to stay chill, until at least it's not time to stay chill. I know in the intro of this video, it could be a little bit overwhelming and sounds like it's terrifying that prices are going up and that we have very little houses to choose from. But I don't say this to panic you or induce some anxiety that you didn't even know was there. You can thank me for that. But what I mean is to block out all of those panicky feelings. Take a deep breath and just know that you got this. Take your time browsing listings and get a feel for the market by looking what's online and seeing what's out there. Figure out what's gonna work for you and your lifestyle and be confident that you will find something that will work for you for at least the next 3 to 5 years at minimum. However, when the time is right and you're ready to make the plunge, this is when it's no longer time to be chill. This is the time where we need to be laser focused and ready to put in a competitive offer on your dream home.
We need greasy, fast speed.
But how do we put in a competitive offer? Well, stick around for these next tips because you're not going to want to miss them. But first, if you want to get started browsing and keeping up to date with the housing market, like I just mentioned in the last tip, down below is a link to auto email listings so you can do just that. All you have to do is sign up and add your criteria, and I will send you a list of properties within your price range, and every time a new listing hits the market, you're going to get an email so you never miss one. Tip number 3 is to use a pre-approval letter to your advantage. Now, before you skip ahead, hold on right there. I know every realtor in the world will tell you to get a pre-approval letter. These tips, remember, are tips that you haven't heard before, so just hear me out. Imagine you show up at the Super Bowl. You're the star quarterback. You've got 100,000 fans in the stands waiting for you. You got your shiny helmet on. You're ready to win that Lombardi trophy. You take the first snap, but you didn't practice all season. Do you think you have a chance of winning? Hell no. And this is exactly what you're doing if you don't get a pre-approval letter before we go look at houses. Okay, now let me translate this back. Let's say you're signed up to those auto email listings that I mentioned earlier. You see a listing pop up. You get excited. You call your realtor and you say, hey, this listing just came up. I think it's perfect. It's got everything I'm looking for. Can we go see it? So you get in your car and you're driving over there. You're fired up and you're like, hell yeah, I'm totally closing on this property today. We walk through it and what do we find? A hot tub time machine in the backyard. That wasn't on the listing. Heck yeah, let's put in an offer. And the next thing you know, there's already been 5 other showings and the listing agent says, hey, listen, we're not looking at offers for another 48 hours. This gives them enough time to get more offers in, to get competing offers. Next thing you know it, we're competing against 3 other offers. Well, there are a number of things that we can do to make your offer stand out and be more appealing that we can talk about on a case-by-case basis. However, what can make your offer really stand out and what I recommend is submitting your offer with that pre-approval letter. This way you can take advantage by actually showing proof to the sellers that yes, I have done my homework, I am pre-approved, and it is within my budget. And I am damn ready for the Super Bowl.
Cheese Kingdom!
Tip number 4 is to hear out a trusted realtor. So here's the thing. A pre-approval letter that I just talked about in the last tip is important and it can help you compete in this market. However, sometimes it's just not always enough. There are so many variables that go into writing an offer that each offer needs to be carefully calculated on a case-by-case basis. The things that me and my team take into consideration when writing offers are things like days on market, current inventory, how many offers there is, certain price ranges, the house price compared to its comparables, tax assessments, and on and on and on. At this point, when we are writing the offer, if you really want that house that has a hot tub time machine, you're gonna really have to trust your realtor, but not blindly. They should be able to explain to you in detail why are they recommending this decision. For example, maybe you could make the offer more competitive by offering a longer or quicker possession. Maybe you need to increase your price, but you don't want to overpay, so what's the max that you should go up to without overpaying? Maybe we should discuss about removing some conditions or moving some conditions around, or maybe we should increase the deposit. Maybe we don't have to. Whatever your realtor is recommending, be sure to take their advice, but also have them explain to you in detail why it's the right decision. So you can make the most informed choice and be confident that you're doing the right thing. Finally, the last tip is to be available. I understand that everyone has a life. Maybe at work, you got kids, you got hobbies, etc. Believe me, I actually have a life too. I know it's hard to believe, but in this market, I pretty much have no life except for real estate because I need to be available at all hours of the day. I need to be ready to view properties, accept offers, write offers, and show my listings and film listing videos. And I wish I did have more time on my hands, but this market just isn't accommodating for it. And there's nothing I can do about that, and there's nothing you can do about that. However, what I'm trying to say is that you do need to be flexible and available when a good home comes on the market that you want to see. You need to keep all of these points that I kept in mind previously and be prepared and be ready. We need to be laser focused, and when the time is right and the right house comes up, you need to make yourself available to see these properties as soon as possible. And need to be available to write an offer and get to the bank and do an inspection and do all of these things, because likely if you wait, it's gonna be too late. I know this is a tough pill to swallow and I know this market's crazy, but if you follow these steps, you're gonna have a fantastic shot of closing on your dream home. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you did learn something new, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you are looking for a realtor, either here in Lethbridge or the surrounding area, either myself or one of the killer agents on the Real Estate One team would be pumped to help you out. If you guys do want to get in touch, all of my information is located down in the description below. You can also call, text, or email me. Again, my name's Kurtis Hawkins with the Real Estate One team. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.